My name's Gerald Jerry Kervin. I went in service in 1963 and got out in 1972. I did 2 tours in Viet Nam. I did little over 2 years in Germany. And Japan I did a few months, and Hawaii I did 2 years. And the best part of my Army life was when my brother came over to Vietnam, and we were stationed in the same outfit both times I was over there. And I don't know what to say after that. I started out as a missile launcher crewman, didn't like that, so I re-enlisted as a military policeman. From 1960, I re-enlisted in 65 till 72. And no, actually till 70, because from 70 to 72 I was assistant motor sergeant in the Army, because we had a motor sergeant that got shipped back to the States and didn't have anyone to take his place, so they asked me if I would, and I did, and there it is. When I first went in the Army, they sent me to Ft.Jackson, South Carolina. And then for basic training, I went to Fort Gordon, Georgia. Then after basic training, they sent me to Ft.Bliss Texas, which is El Paso. And then I went to missile launcher crewman school there. And after the school was over, they sent me to Schweinfurt, Germany, to the 3rd Missile Battalion, 7th Artillery. And I stayed there until from 1963 to 1965, and then I went from there I went to Stuttgart, Germany, and learned how to become an MP. And after I got through with my schooling in Stuttgart, they sent me to a place called Augsburg, Germany. And I stayed there for a little over a year, went TDY to Birch's Gardens for NATO meetings, because I had a top secret clearance, and they needed MPs with a top secret clearance for the NATO meetings. And then in 1966, I was shipped to Viet Nam to the 6th Battalion, Ft.Jackson Air Defense Artillery as security guards. We had an MP detachment as security guards. And in January of 67, my brother James came over. And we got stationed. We had the choice of either being stationed together or one of us could go back to the States. Well, we decided that neither one of us wanted to go, so we got stationed together. And then in 1970, I was sent from Vietnam, or 1967, I was sent from Vietnam to Fort Shafter, Hawaii, to the 524th MP Company. And I stayed there till 1969, until December of 68, and then I went to the 249th General Hospital in Japan. And then from there I went back to Vietnam again, to A Company 504th MP Battalion.
I understand in Vietnam the troops there were just as apprehensive of seeing an MP coming as they was a big con. Is that right?
Well, yeah. They were afraid we were going to put them in jail for something. And for being AWOL or down in town, because it was off limits downtown, except for Da Nang, Saigon, but mostly what we did was pull the 504th. We pulled, kept the roads open, the bridges open, did escorts of prisoners of war and stuff like that. And then while I was there in the 504th, they needed a motor sergeant, so I got promoted to assistant motor sergeant And again, that was in '69, and again my brother James came up and with me, and I got kicked down to assistant motor sergeant because he got promoted to E6, and that was his regular MOS, and I just stayed in the motor pool after that. Then I came back to Fort Ord, California, where I stayed till I got out. And that was it. My fondest memories was in Hawaii. We worked 12 days on, 12 hours off, 24 off, or 12 hours on, 24 off, and we did it for 2 days straight, then we had 3 days off. So, and some of the people I liked, I can't remember names too much. There was one, his name was Henry Ford. He was a short African-American gentleman with baby blue eyes. And me and him used to get along and watch each other's back, and that was in Germany. And in Vietnam, I don't know. Everybody I liked, I never disliked anybody. I had a job to do, and I did the job, and never took it to heart. Well, I believe in God, country, duty, and that's what I mean by service time. I joined the Army so I could help protect and defend the freedoms that we have, and I stayed in the Army for the same reason, and I had the opportunity to help fight for our country in a war that was not very popular, but still, I believe if I had to do it today and knew everything I knew now, I'd do it all over again. That's it. Okay, one of my most memorable times in the service was in Viet Nam in 1970. The early part of '70, there was we took a V-100, which is an armored car, out to check on it to make sure. We just got through fixing it. We wanted to put it back on the line, and we got approximately 30 miles out and broke an axle. And it was approximately 5:30 in the evening, and by the time that we got a hold of the base camp in Phu Bai, it was too late, because it's after 6:30, nobody goes out on the roads. Nobody. So myself and a Spec 4 by the name of Denny had to stay out in the jungle grass all night, and all we had was, I had a 12-gauge shotgun and a 45, and he had a M16 with 4 clips of ammo. That's the scariest I've ever been in my life, and I hope I'm never that scared again. So that's what I wanted to, that's one of my most memorable, and I think of it all the time. How lucky I am to be here. I'd like to read this little poem. It's Supporting the Three is the name of it. I am the infantry, follow me. Not a foot soldier, much more you see. We'll take the fight to the enemy. I am the infantry, first of the three. I am the cav, follow me. A modern horse soldier in an APC. Charging straight forward to the enemy. I am the cav, most daring of the three. I am the armor. Follow me. I am of decision. I'll always be. When the going gets rough, call on me. I am armor, the best of the three. Approaching the crossroads, what do we see? The area is secured by 2 lonely MPs. Directing us forward, how can this be? How long has he been there, waiting for me? What a crazy person an MP must be. He has no firepower or armor like me. And I thought everyone followed the three, armor, cav, and infantry. I am the MP, don't follow me. You don't want to be where I will be. Guarding the crossroad, waiting for the three. Just my partner, a 16, a 60, and me. With the objective taken, wait and see. No one will remember the lonely MP who held the ground so they could run free. But that's my job, supporting the three. Thank you.